parent and child can live through the same relationship and come away with a very different perspective of what happened. The parent may remember sacrificing, protecting, providing, or just trying to do what was best. The child may remember feeling monitored, controlled, dismissed, or like the parent was just generally emotionally unsafe. Both sides are genuinely recounting their experience. Intent does not determine impact. A parent may think, I was just protecting you, while the child thinks, you didn't trust me to make my own decisions. A parent may think, I was trying to keep you from making mistakes, while the child thinks, my mistakes weren't mine to make. The problem becomes worse when the parent treats their intentions as proof that the child's experience is inaccurate. They think, I didn't intend to hurt my child, so therefore I did not hurt my child. But those are separate equations. A parent can have good intentions, yet still be controlling, emotionally unsafe, dismissive, or overly involved. An absence of ill intent does not guarantee that no harm ever occurred. Good intentions do not erase the impact of someone's behavior. Eventually, the child stops trying to explain. They say, you hurt me, and the parent hears, you were a terrible mother. They say, I felt controlled, and the parent hears, everything I did was wrong. The child says, I didn't feel safe telling you things, and the parent says, you never loved me. When honesty repeatedly produces defensiveness instead of understanding, a child learns it isn't worth sharing. They stop seeking advice. They become more private. They stop involving parents in decisions. They may still have a relationship, but the emotional access changes. From the parent's perspective, this can be confusing. They may think, we used to be so close. What happened? Oftentimes, what changed is not the child's ability to be close to someone, but they don't want to continue to be vulnerable in a relationship where vulnerability repeatedly leads to invalidation. And the truth is, an emotionally unsafe parent is never genuinely close to their child. Access does not mean connection. Physical closeness does not mean emotional closeness. Accountability is required for repair to be possible. A parent does not have to agree with every interpretation the child has about their childhood. Memories can differ. People do forget. The parent needs to be able to tolerate listening to the child share uncomfortable truths without getting defensive or blaming the child. They might say, I remember this a little differently than you do, but I totally understand where you're coming from. And I'm not saying that you don't remember it correctly. I didn't intend to control you, but I can see how you might have experienced it that way. And I apologize. You don't have to admit to something that you don't believe happened in order to validate your child's experience. Accountability isn't agreeing with everything. It is a willingness to consider that your intentions aren't the whole story. You could have been trying to protect your child, yet the child ended up feeling controlled. You could have been doing your best and still caused harm. You can love your child, yet still behave in ways that make emotional closeness difficult. When accountability never happens, distance increases. The parent may see distance as cruelty or rejection, while the child may think, there's no point in telling you what I experienced because you're just going to say that I didn't experience it that way. A parent does not have to be malicious for a child to have been harmed. A parent may believe that they're doing the right thing and still violate the child's autonomy. They can still love their child and not be an emotionally safe place for that child to turn to. When a parent can hear, this is what it was like for me, without turning that conversation into defending their own goodness, repair is possible. When they cannot, distance is really the only way that the child can keep from having the same argument over and over. Have a good day.